And the deputies at that time were immediately given the name of Dr. Seith as a suspect in that case. A little bit of background that was given to the deputy at that time was that Mr. and Mrs. Seith, when they were married, had an ongoing intimate relationship with the couple that lived at this address here in Stuart, which had taken place for a while until that relationship ended, at which point Dr. Seith was kind of alienated from the group of four. So now the three were still friends and the doctor was no longer friends. And they were complaining that he would frequently drive by the residence and were stalking him. While our deputy was on scene, he had collected the evidence that was there, noted all the information that was available at the time. While he was on scene, Dr. Seith indeed drove by in his orange Jeep that was described both a year ago and then again used in the recent homicide here in the last couple of weeks. He drove by the deputy pulled him over, and the investigation continued. The investigation consisted of the deputy reading Mr. Seith Miranda. He denied shooting at the house. He did have a handgun on him, which was a 9mm caliber Glock handgun. The deputy recovered that, took the serial number, looked at the shell casings, but at that time, those shell casings did not match the caliber of round that was shot or believed to have been shot into the house where he initially responded. At the conclusion of his interaction, which we're going to give you today, we're going to give you the body camera video of that whole interaction with our deputy. At the conclusion of the interaction, our deputies did not have enough to arrest Mr. Seith and were forced to give him his gun back and allow him to leave. The following day, Ms. Rizzo, the complainant, reached out to the clerk of courts and filed a petition for a restraining order for stalking, and kind of outline what I just told you. That petition, again, did not have enough evidence or probable cause to let the petition move forward, so it was denied by the judge. Again, 13 days after this incident, another petition was filed, and again, there was not enough evidence to keep this petition in play. So one of the things they lamented in the petition as I read through them was their lack of video evidence. So let me back up just a little bit. During the initial investigation, the petitioner, Ms. Rizzo, stated that they had a Ring camera, but the Ring camera washed out after 3 hours. It looped out after 3 hours. So there was no evidence to support him driving by. In the interview, however, Dr. Seith said, yes, I have been driving by. I drive by a couple times a day. My office is right down the road, and I drive by a couple times a day. And what I'm trying to do is settle a dispute on what I need to pay for as far as housing is concerned. And he went on to explain that it was his understanding that she was living at the address here in Stuart and not the address down in Lake Worth that he was currently paying for. So in his mind, his thought process was to gather his own evidence, to take it to court to prove in his divorce battle that he should not have to pay for her residence down south. After the interaction with our deputy, it's our understanding that he did not continue to drive by, and of course you know now what took place a week and a half ago, and again, I'll be extremely careful not to get into the details of their investigation because they've asked me to be careful with that. So with that, let me kick it to you all for questions. I know you've read the affidavit for the homicide itself, and I would suspect you have read our report. If you haven't, we'll give it to you. And again, we're going to give you our body camera video that'll just show the whole entire interaction with Dr. Seith. So let me kick it to you.
Sheriff, after this particular interaction, did you guys have any other interactions with Dr. Seith?
So the question is, after the interaction, the initial interaction, did we have any follow-up interaction with Dr. Seith? And the answer is no. Not here in Martin County. We had no follow-up interactions with him.
Can you talk about Wednesday's search warrant with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office at Dr. Seith's home?
The question is, can I talk about Wednesday's search warrant at Dr. Seith's house? I will limit my comments on that. Yes, we were involved. We were co-applicants in that search warrant because it was here in Martin County. There were specific items that they were looking for that I believe some of which were recovered out of the house, but I'll limit it to that. Again, there are certain pieces of evidence that apply to their case, and I don't know which ones are applicable, and I don't want to compromise their investigation in any way.
Can you say whether or not Dr. Seith had any interaction with your deputies? Did he say anything during that time at his house?
The question is, did he say anything during the time at his house? And when our deputies were at his house initially, he was not home. He was down in Palm Beach County, at the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, doing an interview with them. I was personally there Friday night when he was arrested, and he came out with paperwork from his attorneys and did not comment or make any statements.
Did he resist at all when you guys were there on Friday night?
The question is, did he resist at all? And the answer is no. He's a smart enough man to realize that that was not a proper course of action.
Are these like new charges, or did you guys like put these into place in 2024, like back when everything was happening?
So the question is, if I understand it right, are these new charges, and did we put them in place in 2024?
Yeah.
These are not charges at all.
Okay.
These are, this case was something that we assisted with Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office by data mining for him, going through our records and showing the pattern of activity that he had that led up to his arrest.
Okay.
I mean, I guess hindsight, Sheriff's always 20/20, right? I mean, you guys had him
Sure.
in your sights a year ago, but there just wasn't enough to get him.
Yeah, so the question is, hindsight's 20/20, and the answer is yes. And this is unique also in the sense that it was not his soon-to-be ex-wife that was reporting any of these incidents. It was the female partner on the other side of the relationship that made the accusation and filed for the injunctions or restraining orders, all of which didn't result in an arrest or the injunctions because there just wasn't enough evidence at the time. At that time, Dr. Seith was intelligent enough not to incriminate himself, but then clearly he did something that got him in a lot of trouble.
And you were saying that you guys didn't come into contact with him after this case. How about beforehand? Did he have any other prior histories? You found out he owned a lot of weapons. Were they all
Right.
legally obtained, etc.?
So the question is, did we have any interactions with him beforehand or after, and then about the weapons? We had very limited interaction outside of that traffic stop. In fact, no interaction that I'm aware of. And we have tried to piece together, where did he live the most of the time? He lived a lot of the time in Palm Beach County and then some of the time in Martin County, so I'm not sure of his residency throughout that time period. Of course, we're going back to 2022 up through today. So as far as the weapons go, he was an avid gun collector. We did collect a lot of weapons from his home. You'll see in the video he had a weapon in his vehicle. All the weapons that he had were legally owned, and some of them were Class 3 firearms that he had the proper documentation for.
And apparently at his office here in Stuart, there was a conversion device of some sort that would allow someone who fired a particular weapon to catch that shell. Am I reading that right?
So the question is, was there a conversion kit on the weapon that would allow for the brass to be caught as it ejects out of the weapon? It's my understanding, yes, but I'm not sure that's what you're reading in the affidavit. There was also a kit that was able to take a handgun and turn it into a short barrel rifle.
Is that a common kind of collector's item for somebody that collects guns, would you say? Or do you think that's a little siding on the extreme?
The question is that a common thing for someone to have, or is that something extreme? Gun collectors collect anything gun related, so it's not uncommon for gun collectors to have any knick-knack that's related to guns. And again, he possessed them legally. He did the proper paperwork to have what he had. Any other questions?
Has he been fully cooperative?
He has not been in our custody. From Friday night until right now, he's been in Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office custody. All right, y'all, thank you. I'm going to take an intermission, and then we'll come back on the other case.
And do
if that works.
do part two.
Yes.